as Ward before.
A body shot again. That's the body shot. It's the left hook to the body. Ward's money punch.
In the dawn of the 2000s, Arturo Gatti rose to the pinnacle of the sports elite.
Fight, that's his only chance because he's not going to win this.
Was delivering thunder in the ring and was blasting head in a brutal manner.
He's trying to pull a Gatti.
Oh, there's a big one.
Had the best trilogy fights in the whole sport.
Just look at this.
Unbelievable.
Which is why he's here now.
And retired as a Hall of Famer. Today we unravel the ups, the downs,
Down goes Gatti.
and the tragedy of Arturo Gatti.
He touched the coffin with like a little left hook.
He said, I got you last. You know what I mean?
Born in the poor neighborhoods of Italy, Arturo's family barely managed to make ends meet. Giovanni, the father of the future champion, moved his family to the suburbs of Montreal in hopes of providing a better life for his 3 children. Arturo's older brother learned the basics of fist art in one of the halls of Montreal. Joe Gatti was the national champion of Canada in the welterweight division, and even proved to be a challenge as he crossed to the professional ranks. Joe played a crucial role in choosing a future profession for his younger brother. Arturo watched Joe's fights on Central Television and was inspired to learn about the sweet science. His brother was nicknamed Lightning, and after Arturo won the national championship, he received the nickname Thunder. In the amateur ring, Gatti won 2 national junior championships, as well as 3 Canadian Golden Gloves tournaments in 3 weight categories. And after losing from the eliminator round of the World Youth Championship, he knew it was time to enter the professional ranks.
Thunder Gatti.
There is an opinion among the fans of Arturo Gatti that he never looked into the eyes of his opponent at the briefing before the fight. However, at the initial stage of his career, the Italian did not use this technique. He was often seen scoring devastating knockouts.
He got him. He's down. This could be it.
And earned the love of the American public thanks to his open style.
Snubby could take him in. Oh, and now the exchange. Gatti back and forth he goes.
A major setback would occur in Arturo's 7th fight, as he lost to newcomer King Solomon in a fight that was never released. Following that night, Gatti vowed to never taste defeat again. After a year and a half, Arturo faced Tracy Patterson, who was the adopted son of the legendary heavyweight boxer Floyd Patterson. The IBF World Championship was at stake, and for the experienced Patterson, this was already the 2d belt under his name.
And try to land it early.
Thanks to his advantage in reach, he was able to work from the very start from a distance.
Arturo Gatti, with a reputation in the background.
Was punching accurate spots.
That jab, George.
Understood the distance and used his destructive right uppercut.
Much. Crowd beginning to boo, and down goes Patterson on an uppercut.
The Italian appeared to have a simple victory in his hands, but he was named the Thriller Man for a reason. Gatti lost his comfortable distance with Patterson and was starting to miss.
Shot tonight. That's a huge distraction, isn't it?
He again came back in the next round carefully and robbed his opponent of a chance.
And the price.
As Gatti approached, he was eating some clean jabs, and swelling under his eyes had started to form.
You understand what I said? Relax.
In the 9th round, the half-blind challenger was already beating the champion.
Shot here and there.
Patterson wasn't afraid of exchanging.
Situation beautifully. Looks like an O.
And yet Gatti was more accurate in his blows. The end of the fight was left in the hands of the judges.
And new junior lightweight champion of the world.
The fight made Gatti a household name, and more promotional deals were coming to the table, with HBO making him one of the biggest stars of the 90s. Gatti found himself making his first defense against Wilson Rodriguez, a fighter who out of his 27 fights had only lost once. This was Wilson's 2nd attempt at the title, and he for sure was coming in to hurt Gatti. Gatti was going to the body, and was often pressuring Rodriguez to the edge. The chin of the champion was tested, but he was far from over.
Job coming up. Gatti goes down on a short left hook.
Rodriguez was satisfied and immediately rushed for the finish.
Arturo Gatti is in serious trouble. Vicious left hook to the body by Gatti.
Both fighters were pounding each other to the death.
He's showing his will. He's getting that left hook in there.
hits to the body seemed to hurt Rodriguez more.
For that now. Oh, excellent body shot by Gatti.
But on the other hand, Gatti was gassing out quickly. With one eye closed, the fight was now in favor of Rodriguez.
Rodriguez is about to put him out of there with accumulated punishment.
And in the fifth, Gatti connected a perfect body shot.
Landed more than 60% of their blows in round four. There's a lot of contact here. Rodriguez goes down from a body shot.
Gatti was clearly one of the top in the pound-for-pound rankings at the time, and he managed to get himself even more up there when he defeated Patterson in the rematch, this time for good.
Heavy right hand over Tracy Patterson's left, and still.
And as he dealt with Calvin Grove, he met Gabriel Ruelas for a brutal fight that would undoubtedly end with a KO.
The low punch.
Ruelas immediately realized that the fight with Gatti was not for him.
Ruelas allows one to wander low, and the right hand lands for Gatti.
Especially at the end of the third.
Right hand to the chest by...
And while Gatti was in control for most of the fight, he somehow retaliated in the fourth.
Come back to fighting freely and comfortably at the level at which he once fought. If he could do that here tonight...
And was eating some blows from the Mexican.
I don't think he has losing in mind. He's landing a terrific flurry here.
But Gatti was not willing to give up.
Everything has bad intent written all over it.
And caught Ruelas with the thunder.
Says keep him up. Right hand lands over the top. Down goes Ruelas.
Gatti, who was already the top dog in the junior lightweight division, surprisingly vacated his belt and moved to the 135 ranks to showcase his skills. Surprisingly, in his very first fight at the weight, he would take on one of the hardest hitters in Angel Manfredi. Gatti was cautious from the start.
Indicate that he suffered a rib injury in training.
Understood his distance. And was landing some clean combinations.
So Manfredi should not be making this.
Already in the first, he was cut, and by the second round, he had lost his concentration. Angel often timed the attacks.
Better known after tonight. If their man can box.
And sent Gatti to the canvas.
Down goes Gatti on a perfect left hook.
Gatti was familiar with this scenario and looked like he would turn the fight in his favor.
Gatti remembering to go to the body and now pounding away at Manfredi's rib.
He found a lot of success in the fourth as he viciously worked the body.
Still coming forward, starting to feel it. Hard left hook. Gatti going back to the body and then upstairs.
Angel, however, found the rhythm of Gatti's punches and was punishing him.
Another good round for Manfredi now as he plays target practice. Hard left hand to the body by Manfredi. Just when you count him out,
Gatti's corner has done it amazing.
Due to the huge cut that had opened in Gatti's eye, the doctor let the referee know that it was enough.
Angel Manfredi has what he wanted.
Gatti did not let the loss affect his career, and he was immediately back in the ring, this time against Ivan Robinson.
Round one begins.
From the very start, Robinson looked like the aggressor.
Two nice punches. And a hook by Robinson and another hook.
Arturo, on the other hand, wanted the smoke.
He missed with the hook. Gatti with enormous.
By the second, Robinson had lost his rhythm and was taking unnecessary punishment from Gatti.
And the hook by Gatti.
And was missing even more.
And although Grove landed numerous flush right hands, he could not hurt Gatti.
And when the fourth came, he was found down on the canvas.
Down is Robinson from the right hand.
In the fifth round, the tables had already been turned, as Robinson was getting the best out of his opponent.
Gatti blocks the hook.
At the end of the sixth, Arturo threw a left, and Robinson was on chicken legs.
These are flush bombs, and now Robinson gets rocked.
However, he was not left with enough time to finish him.
Gatti have enough time. Big right hand, and Robinson in deep trouble. Referee taking a look, tries to finish Robinson here.
As the fight gets into its second half, Gatti always finds a way to give trouble. By the 10th and final round, Gatti was behind on the scorecards, and his only hope was to go for the knockout.
Here by Robinson, who continues to land some shots. And Robinson is hurt. So Gatti This is his personality. He did it against Ruelas.
But Robinson proved to be tougher than that.
Robinson comes on. However you score this one at home, it should be interesting as Robinson stumbles again.
In the span of 10 full rounds, Arturo surprisingly avoided 400 punches, but he was not able to deal a lot of damage to get to a comfortable decision. And to make things even worse for him, he rematched Robinson only 4 months later and again lost on points. Arturo managed to grab some great victories and was immediately put back on the ranks. Journeyman Mickey Ward, who was coming off a win that was named Fight of the Year against Emmanuel Augustus, was given a shot at a big payday with Gatti. The media believed that he would not pose any threats to the Italian, but the fight said otherwise. Ward started off aggressive as he wanted to make a statement, but Gatti was able to cut his face.
He may finally be fighting Emmanuel at his most effective move. Look at the combinations though from Gatti.
Arturo showed his power to the Irishman. The Irishman, however, picked up the pace and was mauling Gatti.
What Gatti's people have been most concerned about is just this kind of stuff.
A one-sided fight had turned into a brutal confrontation.
Gatti to the body. Gatti with uppercut.
Ward was catching him off guard,
Emmanuel, how discouraging is it to Arturo?
although Gatti proved to be better at throwing combinations.
Well, I'll tell you what, the fans are going to get 12 rounds of action out of 10 rounds tonight.
Now they're going to get 15 rounds.
More. Oh, look at that! Look at that combination! And Arturo.
Ward was able to eliminate the liver.
As strong a fighter as Ward before.
Body shot again. That's the body shot.
It's the left hook to the body. Ward's money punch.
Gatti got up, but it was important that he would survive.
He's still hurting from the body punch also still, in addition to the head.
He didn't just stand up, he forced himself to go to war.
Low penalty. They try to get Ward off of him and lands another big shot.
And it was one of the few times where we see a fighter not fight with his skills,
Ward nods as if to say, come on,
but with his heart. But Ward wasn't going anywhere.
That's where he needs to go to the body. You know, you dream of fights like this.
In the end, Ward's tactics were able to grab him the decisive victory and really make him a name that should be feared by everyone.
Irish Mickey!
To this day, this fight is an all-time classic that showed two great fighters literally giving it their all in the ring. Due to the success of the first fight, the promoters knew that a second bout between the two welterweights would be a massive hit in terms of pay-per-view. This time, a more cautious Gatti was looking to take calculated risks and avoid the monstrous punches of Ward.
There's Arturo firing punches into Ward's guard. And now he lands the uppercut.
Ward, however, was in it for all, but was caught in round 3.
Has been at the helm of Ward's boxing career pretty much up. There's a quick right hand.
Gatti immediately rushed in for the kill.
Solid right hand shot. Let's see if Arturo can finish.
Even after all that beating, Mickey managed to work Gatti.
Where I'm from. This is the country I'm from. This is who I am.
And by the last round, Gatti looked like he had successfully avenged his loss.
I think he heard your advice, George.
At the end of this brutal war, Gatti told Ward that he would grant him a third fight, as he deserved it. Arturo even got a huge cut on his purse, just for the trilogy to happen. The first 3 rounds were the same as the last fight, with Gatti being in complete domination.
Ward blocking the right to the body.
Ward is going to have to start punching more.
After a failed punch, Gatti injured his pelvic bone and was forced to retaliate.
Shots. Gets the hell out of there before Mickey Ward can counter. Trouble and getting pummeled by Mickey Ward.
It was a
The fight
fighting
changed.
punch A body punch started this.
Arturo, though, was not ready to give up, and we saw him throw some great punches in the meantime.
Left, 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 left.
The Irishman was pressuring Gatti a lot. It even looked like he might drop him.
You can't do it in boxing. The whole team is Gatti. Arturo wants to throw his right hand.
And so he did in the 6th. Ward was ready to sacrifice it all.
As he leaves the ring.
But the Italian was also ready for it.
Reminiscent of the 9th round in the first fight.
And on the 10th, both looked to rip the head out of each other.
And they rise again in Boardwalk Hall. They're done.
The trilogy finally ended in favor of the Italian. However, it went down in history as one of the greatest 3 fights to ever happen. After the fight, both were rushed to the hospital and were even in the same room. Gatti and Ward became great friends, and Mickey even accompanied him in every single one of his fights from now on. The fighter that was coming off a stunning trilogy was given a shot at the 140 pounds title against Gianluca Branco. Branco was a reckoning force in the division, with a perfect record of 32-0. But in the end, Arturo managed to beat his fellow countryman with a decision. Gatti delivered some great fights in the division, but had lost his belt to Floyd Mayweather in one of the worst beatings he ever had. And when he tried his luck again with the likes of Baldomir and Gomez, he knew that it was time to hang him up for good. 1 month after Arturo Gatti walked out of the ring for the last time, he had married the 21-year-old Brazilian Amanda Rodrigues. Gatti already had a daughter from a previous relationship. About a year after his wedding to Amanda, she gave him the baby boy he's always wanted, but only on the surface. Gatti was having trouble adjusting to life outside of the ring and away from the limelight. He was struggling with ongoing alcohol and drug abuse. By the spring of 2009, he was often living apart from Amanda and his baby, and was even talking about divorce. Just as quickly as the Gatti relationship could erupt into violence, it could settle back into domestic bliss. And that's exactly what seemed to happen in late May. Gatti surprised his wife with a trip in hopes of keeping the relationship alive. When the couple returned to Brazil, they had an argument and things had escalated. Next thing you know, Arturo was lying on the floor, and nearby was a broken strap from Amanda's own purse. Gatti was gone. His wife was jailed, but eventually freed. Arturo Gatti was battling his demons every single day, a true warrior in the ring, delivered one of the greatest fights in human history, but had a tragic ending. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Arturo Gatti.